So we both worked in the cannabis advocacy in different capacities. And one of the things is we both worked to legalize hemp in Indiana, and it was going good. And then the Indiana State Legislative body passed a law making hemp flower illegal. And the hemp industry sued them, and they had an injunction so people could still get to their medicine. Now, the 7th Circuit Appellate Court has reversed that judge's injunction, and even though it's federally legal, the judges in the 7th Circuit have declared that states can do whatever they want. Now, I believe in states' rights, but I believe in individual rights more. How do you see Indiana making hemp flower illegal? How is that going to affect patients throughout the state?
I just couldn't believe. First of all, I could not believe when I saw that. Please remember, the governor, he did this. We actually have papers he signed. Correct? He signed the papers pushing this lawsuit again.
Him and Curtis Hill.
Him and Curtis Hill. So please remember that election time. Second of all, when my patients are able to smoke the flower, they release chemicals really quick. So if I have a patient who's in big stress, to be able to smoke that hemp flower can help their anxiety, their depression, seizure, whatever's happening at that moment in time really, really quick. Because we know when they smoke it, we can get a 1 to 2 minute relief. Okay, so whether it be whichever cannabis plant it is, whether it be the hemp or the marijuana, the only difference really is the amount of THC and the cannabinoid contents are a little different. So my patients now are not going to have that opportunity to be able to smoke their hemp flower and get the quick acting relief that they normally would be able to get. So once again, it's a loss for patients, who are trying to even follow the law that can't have the THC. I just can't even wrap my head around it, to be honest. But it's a fail. It's a fail for patients.
Yes, and I know that the hemp industry is trying to raise money to take it to the U.S. Supreme Court to see if they can get it overturned. And there's different levels of control. Like the mayors can have their chief of police make it lowest priority, so the police aren't chasing around and going after people. The sheriff can do the same thing. The county prosecutor can refuse to prosecute cannabis users for a certain amount or less. The Indiana Legislative body can pass laws to protect their citizens versus jailing their citizens. The governor could do an executive order. So there's all these levels that people can be working at to help change or help their neighbors. And Indiana seems to be resistant for the most part at all levels in elected officials in protecting citizens' rights and health. Now, we've had a few exceptions, like Ryan Mears in Marion, who decriminalized small amounts of marijuana.
You mean Marion County? Yeah.
Yes, Marion County.
You said Marion, I just want to clarify. Grant County people don't think you'd be out there, getting by with it.
And there's been a few cities that have passed referendums and things of that nature to say that they support cannabis and sent it down to the state house. There are even state senators and representatives who have had summer studies. They've sent stuff to Vice President Pence. So is there any level that you think is the most effective way to advocate for these patients?
I feel like our hands are tied. I don't know what to do. If we could just at least decriminalize it so my patients weren't facing getting their children taken away or going to jail. if we just decriminalize and they could just give them a ticket, maybe we could just give them a ticket instead of putting them in jail and tearing their whole families apart. We're desperate. We're desperate. We have sick people. I don't know. I wish I had a magic answer. I'm trying to politically stay out of that, but it's really impossible to do when you're just trying to do the right thing.
And that's one of the things that some of the politicians have brought up, that an unethical or immoral law is, you can ignore it. You have to ignore it. So if you see people that their lives can be saved and you're doing the right thing, but it's illegal, do you believe that's the route that people have to take if the government officials aren't listening to the citizens?
My patients don't have a choice. They're sick. They're suffering inhumanely and they're sick. They don't want to be criminals.
But their life depends on it.
I myself have dealt with a lot of Indiana, trying to get custody of a baby away from a heroin addict who the state protects. The laws are just messed up. They're just absolutely messed up. My cannabis patients are not dozing off. They do not leave needles in the dressing room. If their children eat it, they're not gonna die. So I do not understand. A choice that doesn't stop anybody's breathing and kill them. As a nurse, I'll never understand. I just won't.
Well, God bless you for your compassion. Hopefully the politicians will open their eyes and hearts to the needs of the people. Thank you, Shelley.
I pray. Thank you.